Before we get into the video, boys, the 7-day mastermind trip in Koh Samui, where you come out to live with me in a luxurious villa and we go through a modern day rite of passage with me and my team. The site has gone live. It is linked in the description below. We just have 3 places left. There's 5 spaces, 2 are taken. We have 3 places left. Go check out the website.
Yeah.
I understand, looking at the demographic of our audience, that a lot of you will still be living at home with your parents, and I can remember that time in my life very, very well. And for me, it was really a tough time. The relationship between me and my parents when we lived at home got completely destroyed. I would even go as far to say, as between 17, 18, 19 years old, I strongly disliked them both. I won't say hate because that's too strong a feeling. It was through no fault of their own. And now at 23 years old, I have a fantastic relationship with both of them, and it's nothing that's changed on their part. And I think the first thing you need to start thinking about to stop your parents disrespecting you is that you can't change what they do. The only thing that you have control over is yourself. So I'm going to run you through exactly what I changed about my personality, what I changed about what I was doing that allowed my parents to start respecting me, that allowed me to have my own rules and do my own thing and have their support, which is obviously what we all want. You want to have your parents support you on whatever journey in life you want to go through. It's not good to be fighting, and it's certainly not good to be hating or a battle with your parents. First thing that you need to do is stop being a leech, and this is really hard. It just takes It takes a mindset shift as a young man to start thinking at 18 years old, I can no longer go to my parents and ask them for things. Stop that train of thought of that they're my provider, they're the people that give to me. You need to get rid of that selfish aspect of your personality because it's something that boys do. That's what a young boy does. And if you want to start being treated like a man, if you don't want to be disrespected by your parents anymore, then you need to start living life on your own terms. Beggars can't be choosers is a saying in the UK, and it means if you're asking for things all the time, you can't choose your rules and what you live by. If you're still asking for money from your parents, if you're still living under their roof, then I'm afraid it's their rules and you have to put up with that. And that's going to be very hard for you to accept. You're going to clash heads with your parents at 18 years old, so stop being a leech as soon as possible. Get yourself in order, start providing for yourself, and stop asking for things. This is how you switch your mindset from I was a boy at 17, now I'm a man, this is what I need to do. And I urge you to make that change because it's it's not a bad thing. It's very fulfilling for a young man when you start to feel like you can support yourself. Trust me, it's way better than asking for things from other people. You might be scared of giving up the security of money from your parents. Get rid of it. You'll feel way better making your own money. The next thing you need to do if you still live at home, you're clashing with your parents, you need to move out. After I moved out, I harboured resentment for my parents. Again, not their fault. I was just young and angry for months. For months and months, I wouldn't even really pick up the phone or speak to them or call them or want to text them or have anything to do with them. This was all just part of growing up, of being a young man, being angry at the world, not understanding what you're doing, have testosterone that's going through the roof, and you're trying to figure things out. Now, the beautiful thing about moving out is that rather than going through that situation, through that part of your life in the same house as your parents, you do it alone. So you don't damage the relationship. You just don't speak. But no damage can be done. You don't clash, you don't fight, you do things on your own. And after 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, maybe a year, maybe longer, you'll start to miss them. And you'll start to stop feeling that resentment for your parents, and that will fade, and you'll start to feel, I'd really like to get back in touch with them. There's so much I want to tell them. I've changed so much. I'm so proud of myself now. For me, after 6 months, that was where the relationship started to be mended. Because in my head, I could go back and talk to them and ask them if they're all right and start speaking to them and rebuild that bridge. You just have to give yourself that time to allow the resentment to leave your body. You're a young man, it's going to be there. There's been things that have been said by both parties, and time heals all wounds. So get out of the house. You need to move out. It might cost you some money, might cost you your savings, but get out of the house. It's worth it. It's worth it to be a man. It's worth to live on your own terms, and it's worth it to mend the relationship with your parents for the rest of your life. The love from one's parents is usually unconditional. I know in some cases it isn't, but usually it's unconditional. Now this means that you can fuck up 10 times over, really screw things up, need them to bail you out, and they'll still love you. They'll still be there to have your back. They'll still be there to pick you up. But just because their love's unconditional, you really shouldn't think of it that way. You need to get your life in order as your top priority. They want a son where they can say to their friends at their coffee meetings, their little gatherings, whatever these old folks are doing, when they're out walking the dogs, when they're at their little galas and dinner parties and they're rubbing shoulders, they want to go, "Stephen, do you know what my son's been up to? God, he's flying all over the world. He's just making heaps of cash. He just paid my mortgage. Look at the new car. Look at the Aston Martin that's on the drive." They want to brag about you. They want to have a son that is shit hot, got his stuff together, is in great shape, handles his relationships, and is just a fucking alpha male. They want to be proud of their son, and they want to have that security of knowing their son can look after them. It's mosquito killing time. Another thing I want you to do, if you're having trouble even thinking about your parents positively, even getting in the state of mind where you'd want to provide for your parents because the hatred is that strong, I want you to remember that your parents are children too, that they were just like you. They have their own struggles in their minds, their own demons, their past, their insecurities. Don't blame them for how they've brought you up, even if they were terrible parents, even if they were abusive. They're just making their own way in the world, and for whatever reason they've made mistakes the same as you. Now, holding on to that hate, harbouring hatred towards your parents for whatever reason is only going to harm you on the inside. So let go of it. Understand that they were trying their best, and that whatever scenario it was, no matter how harsh, no matter how bad, it's turned you into the man that you are today. And if you're watching this video, you're a man that's concerned with improving himself. You're a man who's probably going to be in the top 1%. Because you're watching videos like these, you're constantly trying to improve. Whatever way you were brought up, no matter how bad, it's turned you into a man like that. Because I tell you now, there's a lot of guys out there that would never watch a video like this. There's guys out there that it would never even cross their mind to self-improve. So just consider, no matter how bad your parents have brought you up, they've made you the man you are today, and that's a man who's concerned with self-improvement. When I was making this video, I was thinking about the past and the kind of person I was when I was 17, 18, 19, and I had so much more hate. I hated others so much, and the most hate I've ever had in my life towards others was always when I hated myself the most. And I think you just need to remember that when you're happy with everything that you're doing, when your life's on track, when you're looking after yourself, there's not much anyone else can do that will fuck with you. Your mind is rock solid. Even your parents can't piss you off. Even if your parents are the worst people in the world, you got your shit sorted, you turn around and look at them and you just feel sorry for them. And it doesn't bother you at all. You can brush it off easy. So remember, the hate you have for other people, the hate that you're putting out there into the world or you're harbouring inside yourself, that is not hate for other people. That is hate for yourself. So have a look and write down on a piece of paper right now, what are all the things I'm doing in my life at the moment that are making me hate myself? Oh, I'm wanking 10 times a day. I'm watching a lot of disgusting porn. I'm playing video games non-stop when I know I should be working. I've got no money. I look like a piece of shit. I don't go to the gym. I don't train, and I don't make things any better. If you write those things down, you'll realise, okay, these are problems with me, and these are problems I can fix. You cross them off, one by one by one by one, and the hate disappears. You begin to love yourself. You begin to love others. You win the respect of your parents. And in turn, they stop disrespecting you. So there you go, boys. More of a serious one today, but hopefully some wisdom that I can impart, even though I'm just 23. I'm no guru, but that's my opinion. Love you as always. You're a bunch of legends. If you want to join the clan, Gorilla Tribe, the course, the link is in the description. See you on the next one. Let's go. Whoop out, whoop out, whoop out, whoop out.